I had a rough last couple months. But anyway, who cares about that? Let's talk more about you. I had a great time in San Francisco in Calusa Casino. If you came out to the shows, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I had a great time. The second show, I had the Ari heckler who I had to put in this place. Don't talk bad in front of my friends. That's my resolution for 2000. Listen, 2020 is my Butchie No More year. If you ever seen The Sopranos, season 6A, there's an episode where Phil Leotardo is at the end. He's 60-something years old, and he comes clean to himself, and he tells his little underling, Butchie no more, and he goes on a murderous rampage. At the end, he gets his head run over by a truck. I'm not talking about that. I don't want that to happen to me. What I'm saying is no more Butchie, no more. Whatever's been going on in your life that's been plaguing you or whatever, no more Butchie. It's over. Thank God to my man Eric Rocha for bringing that episode up. That's one of his favorite episodes of The Soprano, one of our friends. And he always says that, no more Butchie, no more. And it's true. When do you end? When do you say no more? You never know. But anyway, I had a great New Year's. I had a good time to think. I didn't work. I didn't want to work New Year's. I did my work, San Francisco and Calusa. I wanted to spend the week with my family. I didn't get on stage. When I got back Saturday, it was so weird. I looked at the Comedy Store schedule, and I was ready to call the guy and get on stage. And I go, no, I'm sticking to my promise. And I'm not getting on stage all week till Tuesday, just to clean out the head and start from scratch. I was sick of that material. And I've been making little notes every day, and I'm getting somewhere. Is it funny? Who the hell knows? You just got to keep swinging, people. Every day you keep swinging. But one thing I did do a lot of people are going to say, what'd you do for New Year's? It's weird. I got calls the next day, and my friends hit me up. For New Year's, pretty much everybody in my hotel room was in bed at 9:30. My daughter tried to stay up at 1 eye to wait for the Jonas Brothers, but they lied to us. We thought we were going to get the New York feed, but we got the California feed, so forget it. We tapped out at 9. We drank some apple cider as a family. We clung juice glasses. We gave each other kisses. And the two girls went to bed, and I decided to read a book that we've discussed on here. It's been years, but I read it. I try to read it right around holidays every year just to put me back in perspective. And every time you read the book, you go, wow. Have I been slipping? And it's The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. I read the book again, and the book, a lot of people are going to go, oh, Joey. Well, no. It's a breakthrough that the blocks and win your inner creative battles. This has nothing to do with comedy or writing or whatever. I look at this as a manifesto to life because you're always thinking about your next step, right? You're always thinking about your next move. And it's got, if you come to me and say, well, Joe, I want to open up a pizza restaurant. Well, 2 blocks down, there's a pizza restaurant, and 2 blocks the other way, there's a pizza restaurant. So what you're telling me is you want to put your life savings and go to war for the rest of your life and then compete with Domino's and Peppero's and Popeyes Jr. and Little C's. That's what you want to do. So by reading this type of stuff, and maybe it hits a chord with you and lets you know what you really want to do. Maybe you don't want to open a pizza place. Maybe you want to start a sauce or something that it improves your playing field. You're playing on your playing field. And it's so weird. I was reading something that I want to read to you guys. That was, sometimes if we're not conscious of our own resistance, we'll pick up as a... Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted to read to you guys. What the fuck am I talking about? That's the wrong page. He talks a lot about resistance and what resistance is. And basically, resistance is when we don't do what we're supposed to do. It has a chapter on resistance and unhappiness. And this is, months ago, we spoke about frustration. This is the book I read when I'm frustrated, really, really frustrated. So I want to read this to you. Most of us have 2 lives, all right? The life we live and the unlived life within us. Between the 2 stands resistance. So one day we're at lunch and you said to me, Joey, I really want to be one of those Irish kettle dances. I want to put a keg on my head and a skirt and dance, but I have 2 kids and I have to make a living. That's the same thing, okay? What's stopping you is resistance. If you really wanted to do this, you find a way to do it. Have you ever bought a treadmill, and let it gather dust in the attic? Ever quit a diet, a course of yoga, a meditation practice? Have you ever bailed out on a call to embark upon a spiritual practice? Dedicate yourself to humanitarian calling? Commit your life to the service of others? Have you ever wanted to be a mother, a doctor, an advocate for the weak and the helpless, to run for office, crusade for the planet, campaign for world peace, or to preserve the environment? Late at night, you experience a vision of a person you might become, the work you could accomplish, the realized being you were meant to be. Are you a writer who doesn't write, a painter who doesn't paint, an entrepreneur who never starts a venue? Then you know what resistance is, okay? This is what I want to cover this podcast, because this is what eats away at all. My biggest, I count them. I count them. And if I go on my Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, the 3 biggest questions I get are in this order. How do I get off drugs? How do I stop being depressed? And how do I get into stand-up comedy? And all 3 of them have the same answer. And it's an action on your part. It's an action on your part. Listen, it took me 14 years. I struggled for maybe 10 years to get off the powder. It didn't happen overnight. I had to work at it. And I got myself into deeper holes, but I was consciously thinking about getting off that powder. We all have the life that we live, but we all have the life that we want to live. You think about, what's the life I really wanted to live? And I got to tell you something, I told you guys, the biggest regret I ever had was that I'm a loser. There's a disease, right, that a friend of mine had in high school, where she would look at herself in the mirror and she would see herself fat. So she stopped. She would starve herself. She would starve herself so much that it was impossible what she looked like at the end. She had to get psychological help and stuff. With me, guys, you guys see some guy on stage at a theater. I see a loser who went to prison, and I got lucky. I got a little lucky. How did I get lucky? By knowing that I did not want to be that guy with the ponytail with the Led Zeppelin shirt at Subway. I knew that. And that's where I was going to end up. I had all the excuses. I had everything I could to not get me to the next level. It's weird. A guy hit me up on Facebook last week and says he can't get a job because he's on probation. Once you say that to yourself, you're never going to get ahead. When I got out of the joint, it was a complete difference. That's what's going on now. We weren't as computer savvy, so you couldn't. But I always worked myself around it. You know how you work yourself around it? Become the best employee the guy has. Joey, how do I do that? The guy won't give me a job. Just tell him that you want to work a week for free, that you'll mop the floor with everybody else in that place. And you go in there and you give it your all. And I guarantee you, even with your felony, even if you raped your cat, even if you if you molest somebody, nobody's going to give you into work. I don't even want you around. But if you did something that was a mistake, listen, man, it's a mistake. A drug thing is a mistake. An addiction is a mistake. They're all little mistakes that we made. Yeah, when I kidnapped a dude, that wasn't no mistake. But I did 1,000 other things that were mistakes that along the way I just acted impulsively or whatnot. It ends. It ends. People always ask me, how do I stop depression? How do you stop depression? Well, number one, get in the shower. Get in the shower. Get in the shower. There's days I wake up and I could tell something's coming over me, and immediately I get in the shower. I start my day, put on clothes, go outside, see the sunlight, take a look at the sun. Tell the sun thank you for giving you another day. I don't care if you run back inside and sit there till your ass grows roots. That's none of my business. You got to pay your own bills. I don't really care what you do. But that's how you conquer depression. These are all things that require action. How do I get on stage? Joey, I really want to be a comic. What do I do? Well, what do you think? Well, you click your heels and you call Dorothy. No, you get on stage. Well, Joey, I don't know what stage to get to. Okay. About a half a mile from here, there's a wing place, right? What's the name of it?
Big Wings.
Big Wings. Go over there. Go over there and in between a game, try to get everybody's attention and say, how you doing? My name is such and such. I want to do stand-up comedy. And break your cherry. Get humiliated, get a wing thrown at you. Who cares? Who cares? You accomplished your goal. Who cares? They're going to throw a wing at you. You better have cheese on it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing worse than getting hit with a spicy wing when a chunk of blue cheese ain't on your face. But I'm not going to be mad at you. If you come to me and go, Joy, I went to the wing place. I almost started a riot. I went up on stage and said a racist joke, and there wasn't no stage. I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm going to be proud of you. That's how you become a comic.